Detroit Lions find themselves at a pivotal moment this offseason, one that could shape the future of their defense for years to come. Primary question: should they re-sign veteran cornerback Carlton Davis or explore other options? It's a debate that stirs passion among fans and analysts alike, involving factors such as on-field performance, durability concerns, and the organization's broader vision for building a championship-caliber team. As someone who bleeds Honolulu blue and silver, I see this as one of the most fascinating and high-stakes decisions the Lions will face in 2025. Carlton Davis made an immediate impact after being acquired from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. His ability to read offenses, his aggressive style of play, and his knack for breaking up passes made him a crucial component of Detroit's secondary. When he was on the field, the difference was undeniable. However, therein lies the problem: his availability. Injuries have plagued Davis throughout his career, and unfortunately, 2024 was no different. Missing significant time due to lingering health issues, he left the Lions' defense vulnerable at crucial moments. As any dedicated fan knows, the best ability in football is availability, and Davis's history makes it hard to justify a long-term investment. This brings us to Ennis Rakestraw Jr., a young and promising talent. The Lions drafted him with high hopes, and his development has been promising. But can he handle the full-time role of CB1? That remains uncertain. If Detroit chooses to let Davis walk, it would mean placing a tremendous amount of faith in an unproven player to anchor the secondary. That's a bold move, especially given the offensive firepower the team will face next season, including quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts. A solid secondary is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. Then there's the wild card, Jordan Lewis. The former Dallas Cowboy and Michigan alum is an intriguing option. He had arguably the best season of his career in 2024, demonstrating his value as a physical, intelligent, and aggressive slot corner. Adding him to the mix could provide a veteran presence and much-needed depth. But there's baggage, specifically his history with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Their verbal altercations and Lewis's infamous direct message calling St. Brown be ****** are documented. Would the locker room chemistry be at risk? Could this set aside their differences for the sake of winning? In the NFL, talent often outweighs personal conflicts, but chemistry matters, and this is something the front office must weigh carefully. Financially, the Lions are in an advantageous position with $46.5 million in cap space. That gives them room to be aggressive, whether that means bringing back Davis, signing Lewis, or pursuing other free agent cornerbacks. Spending $8 million on Lewis for a one-year deal could be a calculated gamble. But is it worth the risk for someone who likely won't be a full-time starter? Other names like Adoree Jackson and Stephon Gilmore are also on the market, potentially offering better value. The NFL draft is another potential solution. Players like Kool-Aid McKinstry and Nate Wiggins present exciting possibilities. Drafting and developing a young corner would align with the Lions' long-term strategy of building through youth while keeping financial flexibility intact. Given Dan Campbell's preference for physical, versatile players, it wouldn't be surprising to see the Lions go this route. The Lions' defense was one of the team's biggest weaknesses in 2024, and while improvements were made, they cannot afford to stand pat. Depth is crucial, as last season proved when injuries forced the team to rotate multiple players in the secondary. If Detroit truly wants to contend for a Super Bowl, this offseason must be about reinforcing the defense and ensuring that no weaknesses are left exposed. But let's take a step back and analyze the bigger picture. The Lions are no longer in rebuilding mode. This is a team that made waves in 2024 and is now knocking on the door of true contention. With a talented young core, a strong offensive foundation, and a coaching staff that has earned the trust of players and fans alike, Detroit is poised to make a deep playoff run. However, the margin for error is razor-thin. A single misstep in free agency or the draft could mean the difference between another promising season and a legitimate Super Bowl push. Looking at the competition, the NFC remains wide open. The San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles are formidable, but neither team is unbeatable. The Dallas Cowboys continue to fall short in crucial moments. The Green Bay Packers are in a transitional phase, and the Minnesota Vikings lack stability at quarterback. This is the time for the Lions to strike. Upgrading the secondary could be the move that puts them over the top. If I were Brad Holmes, I'd lean towards moving on from Carlton Davis. As talented as he is, his health concerns are too great a risk for a team on the cusp of greatness. Lewis, despite his past issues with St. Brown, could be a valuable veteran addition if a resolution can be found. But the best long-term approach might be to look to the draft and invest in young, durable talent. Detroit is building something special, and every decision from here on out must be about strengthening their chances of bringing home a Lombardi trophy. The secondary isn't the only area that needs attention, though. The defensive line could use another impact player to complement Aiden Hutchinson. The offensive line, while solid, needs reinforcements to maintain its dominance. Depth at wide receiver is another consideration, especially with potential injuries always looming. But at the end of the day, the line's Achilles heel in 2024 was their inability to shut down elite quarterbacks. Fixing the cornerback situation is priority number one. One thing that cannot be overlooked is the coaching factor. Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn have built a culture centered around toughness, resilience, and discipline. Whoever the Lions bring in must fit that mold. It's not just about talent. It's about mentality. That's why any decision regarding the secondary must take into account not just statistics, but character, leadership, and locker room presence. Campbell is the kind of coach who demands excellence, and he needs players who will buy into that vision. Ultimately, this offseason will test the Lions' front office like never before. Every move will be scrutinized, every contract analyzed, every draft pick debated. But one thing is clear, the Lions are no longer just another team. They are a contender. And with the right moves, 2025 could be the year that Detroit finally claims its place among the NFL's elite. So, what do you think, Lions fans? Should Detroit bet on Davis returning to form, or is it time to move on? Is Jordan Lewis worth the risk despite his history with St. Brown? Or should we put our faith in the draft and find the next great cornerback? How close are we to a Super Bowl run? Share your thoughts, and stay tuned to Lions News Fan Report for all the latest analysis and updates.